This is the original Assetto Corsa with VRC's now free F1 2022 car mod. Needless to say, it's absolutely incredible, both the original Assetto Corsa and this free mod. The question is though, how can any new simulator compete with this and what Assetto Corsa 1 offers? Is it even possible? Well, we're going to address that question as well as some myths surrounding the original Assetto Corsa in this video. Subscribe so you can unsubscribe at a later date. Click the like button for a faster boiling kettle. And thanks to all our channel members, Patreon members, donors and supporters for allowing us to do what we do. Before you say anything, modern F1 cars, the Nordschleifer, perfect combo. They need to bring Formula 1 back to this track, and I don't know why they removed it. You know, it's just perfect. Secondly, VRC's F1 2022 car, really good to play, especially if you enjoy porpoising and porpoises. You can remove it with some setting changes, but that was in the real car, so that's accuracy, and quite fun if you've got seatbelt tensioners or a motion rig, or even butt kickers and transducers. Also, surprisingly easy to drive and forgiving on the throttle once you're up to a little bit of speed. Incredibly harsh on low speed corners, but it's what you'd sort of expect from this type of vehicle. Absolutely amazing. You need to just play it and give it a go for yourself. And I'm saying this is someone that doesn't like all the car systems, deployments and all that stuff. Although you can, in the setup, get the car to do most of it for you. You will need a DRS button. But absolutely amazing and totally free. And the crux of things, this car is 3 years old. VRC have a newer Formula 1 car, as do RSS and other mod teams. This is a free 3-year-old mod car. And that's for a simulator that came out 11 years ago, which is, again, almost free. Like, you can buy AC for like maybe £5 or £6, maybe £15 if you got the total complete version. Shader patch and pure you can get for like $2. So for $20 maximum and like $6 minimum, you can have absolutely categorically the best home Formula 1 simulator possible, and it's not close. And that's just Formula 1 cars. Like, all the cars and tracks in this, like the quality of simulation in AC, the end drive, what you're doing as a driver, is absolutely on another level to other simulators. It's in its own category. Sure, it's not perfect. It does have many features missing, and you might be better for online competition and single player and whatever in other stuff. But for the raw thing of driving a car at the limit, trying to go faster, like actual driving, it's just on another level. Add into that cruising, you know, and all the other mod stuff and flying DeLoreans and naked men, whatever you want, you can do it. You can do it in AC. Also, let me just bust a myth here. The default content in AC, there's a lot of it that's absolutely superb, and there's this meme that you have to mod AC for it to be good. It's like, have you played through every car? I have. I've 100% completed all the Steve achievements for this game. Only like 20 people have done that, and I can tell you there's at least 10 or 15 cars in vanilla AC, if you do nothing to the game, that are some of the best cars in all of sim racing. So you don't even need mods. So that's that myth. We'll keep repeating that because no one else says that enough. Base content's actually really good. It's not that mods saved AC. AC's fundamentally a very good to drive simulator. Great force feedback out the box, runs nicely out the box. The early access was good. Stop repeating rubbish on the internet that you're just repeating from someone else who didn't even know what they were talking about. Putting that to one side, how on earth are new simulators meant to beat AC1? And the only things I can really think of is if they've got a new simulator that's a cross-platform simulator, ideally one that works at launch. So cross-platform with cross-play as well. Also, I think if you can achieve something relatively close to AC1, maybe not better, but relatively close, but that's a package where the graphics are as good or better than AC1 is right now with Shader Patch and Pure. And then if you can somehow combine any of the original AC stuff, but again with like online ranking and a curated experience. What would really be nice as well is maybe actual decent AI and some kind of single player structure. But those are the sort of things that I feel would be needed to really either pull people away from AC1 or essentially offer a product that manages to pip AC1. And I really don't see anybody doing that at this point in time or in the near future. I mean, the closest seems to be that it potentially Evo, but even then I think it will be a side, an offshoot. I could see Evo being more popular than AC1 overall in terms of sales and people playing it if they do release it on console at some point and it does have crossplay. But I still think you would end up with a situation where Evo would still, where AC1 would still be there in the background, very much doing its own thing and sort of lingering on whilst also being very popular. I think, you know, Evo would end up just being another simulator that does its own thing. So right now, with AC1, of course you can still play Race Room and do its online ranked racing. Absolutely fantastic. You can, of course, spend £300 a year and do iRacing, online competition. You know, you have a really good time. You know, it's not that you can only play one single simulator and that one sim has to die and only one sim can be alive. But you know what I mean? I think what I'm talking about is the chance of a new game to effectively supersede AC1. I think Evo's like the only real likelihood of that, or the only contender potentially. But even then, I actually don't think it will. I think AC1 will just keep going. Very much like on Train Sim, for example. You have the old train simulators still going, despite Train Sim World. Well, like Train Sim World 6, I think. And yet the original Train Sim's still going. Mostly due to all the mods and things that have been put into it. So the developers still actually supports that to some degree. But it's still being bought and it still has a lot of players. I think you see a similar thing happen in flight simulators where X-Plane or older versions of X-Plane like lingered on for ages. Older versions of Flight Sim linger on for ages. But then occasionally, like with Flight Sim 2020 or now Flight Sim 24, a new version can supersede the old ones and can attract the modders over to it, combined with that convenience, combined with the cross-platform, and then maybe it does supersede the previous one. So with Flight Sims, it has happened that a new game has superseded and replaced the old one. I'm not quite seeing that in sim racing though. And I certainly, I say Evo's the most likely to be able to do that, but I certainly don't see how that is done by a new developer that's sort of getting into Sims initially, or like one just coming out of nowhere. It just seems like too much. And then if they do it, they're going to have to charge a lot for the product. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like AC1 might remain as the sort of holy grail of sim racing for quite some time. Lingering there. It'll be another 50 years. It'll be like Richard Burns Rally, just lingering along. I mean, I think the only thing that's really good for other developers and publishers is that there's still a lot of people that don't realise how good AC1 is. Like, they're really totally unaware that this simulator is absolutely mind-boggling and effectively free. So you can take advantage of that fact that people just don't know exists. But, you know, it'd be interesting to know what you guys think in the comment section. Is there anything that will supersede AC1 and do the sort of mod platform track racing, super realistic racing simulator thing better in the near future? Or will it be AC1 forever? I mean, I don't mind. I would just like AC1 with some ranking. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how AC1 is. We just need ranking. I would like it to be easier for new people to get into, and I would like it cross-platform. But if someone literally released AC1 as it is now, with console, on PC and console, with crossplay and ranked racing, that's me done. It's me done for sim racing. I could just play that forever. But yeah, interesting to know what you guys think. Every time I play AC, it blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Stock cars, modifications, don't matter. Mind blown. Force feedback blown. Everything blown. Not everything, but most things blown. Get this VRC mod. Join us on our servers when we live stream. Subscribe so you don't miss that. Till the next one though, guys. Happy tea drinking. Take care. And goodbye.